My name is Kim Jones, and this is my Module 19 video presentation. I chose to do my video presentation on the Big Five, or the five-factor model of personality. Let me start with a little history on where the concept of the trait theory known as the Big Five originated. A trait theory is used to try to describe someone's personality based on their traits. What is a trait, you may ask? Well, a trait is a consistent way of feeling, thinking, or behaving. In 1936, two researchers, known as Gordon Allport and H.S. Odbert, hit the dictionary and carefully researched around 18,000 words, with the hopes that they may be associated with traits. They finally narrowed their list to 200 traits. Allport believed that these traits were hardwired into our nervous system to guide and steer our behaviors through many situations, and that each person's constellation of traits were unique. Many years later, another researcher by the name of Raymond Cattell defined traits into two groups, the first being surface traits. Well, surface traits are like those found by Allport, representing those easily seen by people. The second group was referred to as source traits, and source traits are the more basic traits that underline the surface traits. Cattell identified 16 source traits. The 16 source traits are seen as trait dimensions, in which there are two opposite traits at each end, each with a range of possible degrees for each trait measurable along the dimension. Although 16 was quite a bit less than 200 identifiable traits, it was still quite a bit to discuss when talking about someone's personality. So researchers attempted to reduce the numbers of dimensions to an easier, manageable number. They came up with the number 5, which is now known as the five-factor model of personality, or the Big Five. The acronym for the Big Five is OCEAN. The O stands for openness, a willingness to try new things and be open to new experiences. People who are creative, imaginative, and non-conforming would score very high on this. My daughter's personality fits this perfectly. She's a free spirit with a huge imagination. She's always willing to try new things. The C stands for conscientiousness, which refers to a person's organization and motivation. People who are careful about being places on time or are careful with their belongings would score high on this level. The E stands for extroversion. This falls into two categories: extroverts, who are outgoing and social, and introverts, who are more solitary and dislikes being the center of attention. Again, my daughter falls under this. She's an extrovert, and she loves being the center of attention, and my son is an introvert. He kind of likes to be in the background. The A stands for agreeableness, basic emotional style of a person who may be good-natured, easygoing, trusting, and helpful at the high end of that dimension. On the low end, they could also be grumpy, crabby, and hard to get along with. My son fits this to a T. He's very easygoing, he's very trusting, and he's always trying to please everyone. The last one is N, which stands for neuroticis. This refers to emotional instability or emotional stability. People who are over-anxious, worried, or moody would score high on this dimension, while those who are more even-tempered, calm, and secure would score low. I had mentioned in Module 15, when we discussed the OCEAN, that I was more like the N because I'm very anxious, I'm moody, I tend to worry about everything. My husband, on the other hand, he scores on the lower end because he's very even-tempered, he's calm and serene, and we kind of balance each other out. Well, that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this class. Take care.